Hello, everybody. Welcome to Amazing You. I am your host. My name is Dr. Ranithanacoody. I am a certified hypnotherapist using RTT method, life and relationship coach, breathwork coach, astrologer, and energy healer. Today, I have the great pleasure to introduce you all to Tonis Lipstock from Germany. Tony is a Bob Proctor consultant and entrepreneur. Welcome, Tony. Great
Thank
to
you so
have
much.
you today.
Thank you so much, Rani, for having me. Pleasure to be here.
Great to have you too.
Thank you.
Tony, can you tell us briefly about your story?
Yeah, sure. I'm originally from Estonia, moved to Germany 2 years ago, and grew up in a big family. I have two brothers, two sisters, and most of them in Estonia, one in Australia. So we're already exploring the world here, and I was, interested when you asked me this question. Then I was since a childhood. I was always very curious about people.
Okay.
I was always observing people. I was always curious, why do they do what they do?
Right.
And throughout the school, I wasn't a very strong student in that school, but I always managed to somehow find my way throughout the school without skipping any steps in between. So I always, looking back, connecting the dots, I see that I was always somehow guided and protected from, I believe, from somewhere above. But throughout the life, I didn't know what I wanted. But one moment, I kind of stumbled upon personal development about 10 years ago. Right. Picked up my first book, which was Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which completely changed my whole outlook of life.
Okay.
Of working, of earning money. So my whole perception of life and how one can live and experience life completely changed. And so for the next 8 years, I really dived into very deep into personal development to understand what this life is and who am I, and really understand what is that universe and everything around that. And after that 8 years, I came to a point where my own life, I realized that I needed a shift in my life. And for years, I wanted to, because of the personal development, I realized I wanted to become an entrepreneur, but I didn't quite know what or how. And I didn't want to just start a business because of starting a business, because I would just trade it. Job for a business that I didn't enjoy. So I was always looking for things that I would actually enjoy doing too. And in 2020, I was already into the teachings of Bob Proctor as well for before now, right, 5 or 6 years. And at that moment, 3 years, I think, I was following Bob. And I kept coming back to Bob's teaching. I was looking for other people too, but I kept coming back to Bob because his teachings, we just had a conversation with you earlier, they're so simple.
Yes.
They're so easy to understand, right? And Bob says too, if somebody asks him, how do you teach this to children? And he says exactly the same way. And he says that because it's so simple. Yes. So in 2020, I came to realize that I ended up sit down for 2 weeks because I had no idea what I want to do with my life, but I realized I had to make different decisions, right? So what I did and what made the shift for me is I sat down for 2 weeks and I wanted to figure out what do I really want to do. And I made a list of things that I think I want to do.
Yeah.
And these included things that I think I'm good at, or things that I would really want to do. And at the end of 2 weeks, throughout the 2 weeks, I rated them. I put stars behind them. I put small stars behind them. And I valued them like, what do I like the most of these things? And at the end of 2 weeks, I realized that I really enjoy the personal development. I was every morning waking up, reading books, and that was the thing that I enjoyed the most. and I wanted to share it with the world. And one thing led to another, and somehow I attracted Bob's consultancy program. Jumped right in, not right away, but I made a decision that I really want to do that, and didn't know how. But 2 months later, attracted the money, and I started my own business. And 2 months later, quit my job in 60 days, and right after that, attracted the love of my life. Moved countries, moved to Germany, and started the business, running the business together with my lovely partner, Janan, and we're now living a beautiful, happy life here in Germany with our 10-year stepson. So it has been a magical journey, and met a lot of beautiful people along the way, and really became very passionate about people and human potential. And to finish this up, why I started and realized, looking backwards again, that when I started, I actually printed my business cards to new business owner, which I never used, by the way. And then printed on my business cards, and I wrote there, helping people realize who they truly are.
Yeah.
And now connecting the dots, looking backwards, I realized that was my why, that was my purpose. I wanted to help people realize who they truly are. What is their true potential? And the reason being, I was in the corporate world. I was a project manager, and I saw so many people doing average, and they were not really spending their days how they would like to spend. They were not doing the work that is fulfilling, and they were literally at the same chair for 4 or 5 years, and they and I could see they were not happy. And I wanted to really impact people, and I wanted to change that for people who want to. Everyone doesn't want to, but for people who want to change, I want to give them the opportunity and wake people up. So that's my journey. That's my big why, and that still runs me today.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Tony.
My pleasure.
And what has been for you, Tonis, the greatest challenge in your life, and how did you overcome it?
I think it's always yourself. That's the biggest challenge always, because no one else can challenge you. You are always the biggest challenge, and for me as well. If you don't understand yourself, you're going to be on the way, right? And for me too, along the journey, I had to get to know myself. Didn't know myself. I was for some reason suppressing my feelings. So I also became to, that's one thing, I became to connect with my feelings, which I believe a lot of people do. They suppress their feelings. Anger, right? And if you do it long enough, lucky that I didn't, if you do it long enough, if you suppress anger, that can create depression, right? Luckily, I didn't go to that far, but I was suppressing some anger, which I realized later. I didn't even know it. And that's the thing, it's subconscious. And that was, so I wasn't connected to my feelings, right? And so I was actually not allowing myself to feel a lot of things, not only anger, but a lot of good things too. Because subconsciously, I thought that's not good, right? And as men, if you look at men, a lot of times in society, men are expected to be like strong and tough, right? And that's why a lot of men suppress their feelings, me included. I did that, and now that has been a struggle, and now I became to understand what are feelings and how to really how to embrace them, not to be controlled by them, but how to embrace and be in control of your feelings yourself.
Yes, I think that's wonderful, because you are a great role model for all the men outside who are watching, who are listening to this, because I have seen that women as well, we repress our feelings, but a lot of men as well, and they don't even know that they have these suppressed feelings, and they don't even want to look for help. So with what you are doing, I think you will be help a lot of men to become a better version of themselves. So that's wonderful
Absolutely.
what you are doing. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, one thing I would add to that is that asking for help.
Yeah.
It's and I know from my own experience, uh, as a man too, it's not so easy to ask for help
Yeah.
because you're supposed to be strong, right? You have to be that warrior, and
Yes.
it's not easy to ask for help. And actually, that's one of the biggest mistakes ever. That because first of all, we're social beings. We're
Yes.
supposed to work together, right?
Yes.
And we work even better together, right?
Yes.
So it's one of the most important things for a man and a woman to ask for help, because you're
Yes.
not the first person who is going through whatever you're going through, right? And other people can help you come through that much faster, and you don't have to suffer. And there's someone said very wisely said that when pain, everyone can experience pain, but suffering is a choice, right? So you can choose to not suffer and ask for help from someone who is where you want to be
Yes.
and who has experienced what you have experienced, so they will know how to go through that experience.
Yes. And I hope when people are listening to this audio and this podcast and the video that they get inspired to come and look for help with you or with some other therapists or coaches. Yeah.
Absolutely, and you know, I would add to from build up from that if you look at the feelings, there was a actually the book we talked about before. It talks about there was a scientific research done in a university, and what they did was they took the perspiration of people in different emotions,
Okay.
and the emotion of anger, resentment, guilt. And if they put that under the microscope and they looked at what it is like, then it was literally like acid. It was acid. So you can imagine how that kind of feeling, what is it doing to your body? If you put an acid on your skin, it burns, right? So if you continue on a long period of time, burn yourself with these emotions,
Yes.
you're very much not just emotionally, but you physically, like you said, you're damaging your body, your organs.
Yes.
Absolutely. So it's very, very important, I believe, to understand the consciousness of your own words and feelings. Not only feelings are very important too, but your words too. Words a lot of times create feelings.
Yes, and our thinking as well, the thoughts that we create as well.
Yeah,
It's very
absolutely.
important because the thought will create the feelings, and then the feelings will make us create the actions and the behaviors.
Absolutely. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Tonis. And who has been for you, Tonis, the most influential person in your life, and why?
I would have to say my partner.
Okay.
I was in between my mother and my partner, but in the past few years, I believe my partner, she has helped me realize who I am more. She has helped me become more aware of me and become more confident in who I am. She has helped me become aware of the concept of God. I was aware before her meeting her, I was aware there is something bigger than us. I never knew exactly what that was. I didn't come, I wasn't raised in a religious family, but I believe there is something bigger than us. You can call it God, intelligence, whatever you want. But I came thanks to her and her awareness much, much closer to that. And I believe that's one of the things that I value in my life the most. So that's why she has to absolutely add the most value in my life, and she's the most important relationship in my life as well.
That's great. And what are the three qualities that you admire most in her, Tonis?
her courage,
Okay.
her confidence,
Okay.
and her, I'm going to put two qualities into one, her kindness and generosity,
Okay.
which is just, the last one is just overwhelming. She's the most generous person, literally, I know. She greets and welcomes everyone in her home like it's our own brothers and sisters. And she would give them everything like she's family or his family. So I absolutely love that. I really admire that about her, that she has this ability. I'm still learning that. She's really, in English, there's a word hospitable. She's really like, she's welcoming everyone in her home like it's family. And I absolutely love this. Like I have a great example. We had delivered a bed, I think it was a year ago, and the delivery guy came from Poland, and he literally drove from Poland here, and he wasn't supposed to, but he helped us carry the bed upstairs to the second floor.
Okay.
And we were really grateful. And my partner fixed the sandwich for him on the way, and literally, I can say it again, treated like families, and even gave him a number, said if you're ever in Germany, call us, right? So I just even get goosebumps when I talk about that, because that shows me that what I believe I'm thriving for as well, that pure love for everyone. If you express that kind of kindness and love, then I believe the world is a much better place.
Yeah, that's wonderful to see her putting this in action, her love in action for somebody that she didn't even know. Yeah.
Absolutely. Pure kindness. I love that.
Yeah. Thank you, Tonis. And what would you say to encourage young people today who are facing some tough times?
Well, I think it's one thing we talked about before. Ask for help.
Okay.
Ask for help, and start first. Ask for help. Ask for guidance. There are a lot of people who can help you, and start learning more about yourself. I would love to be on this journey earlier, but I don't regret it. I believe everything comes at the perfect timing. But start learning about yourself. The sooner you understand you, life becomes much easier, much easier. Yes. And if you understand you can understand the whole world and everyone around you, and it's much more fun.
Yes, thank you.
My pleasure.
And what quote has helped you to cope in challenging times?
Oh, that's a good one. Actually, it came to me right away. It's everything works out for me. Okay. And it ends better than I ever imagined. That's my favorite one. Whatever happens, that's always saving.
Right. You said whatever happens?
Everything works out for me. Yes. Better than I ever imagined.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the one.
Okay. Thank you.
My pleasure.
And tell us about your business and how can people reach out to you, Tonis?
Absolutely. So I do two things, but our vision is the same. We are expanding awareness globally, and we are. This is my mission, and this is my why: is to help people realize who they truly are. So we're waking people up. We're waking people up to create freedom for themselves, mentally, financially, spiritually, and we have different tools and resources and communities in order to do that. And so one part of that is we guide people through step-by-step system. Okay. That they can understand themselves and they can align their beliefs and behaviors with what it is that they want, right? And everyone wants something.
Yes.
A lot of times they're not aware of it, but everyone wants something. And the other part is we teach people how to create financial freedom
Okay.
In terms of setting up multiple income streams, so they don't have to depend on one stream.
Right.
And if you study wealthy people, all the wealthy people, all the successful people, they all have one thing in common. One of the keys of their success and their wealth is having multiple income streams.
Yes.
that support them. Even if one drops away, you have many more that support you and your business and your finances. So we really teach people not only how to set it up, but how to have the right mindset to earn money, to grow money,
yes.
to save money, and how to invest money. So it's really a lifetime of freedom, and our vision is to create freedom to literally everyone on this planet, so everyone can be free. And no one can be free until everyone is free.
Yeah, that's a great one as well. That's another great quote.
Absolutely.
Yes, and can you share with us your link? Do you have a website? Do you have a contact email that people can reach out to you, that you can share with the audience today, Tonis?
Yes, so they can connect with me either on Facebook with looking up Tonis Lipstock, or on Instagram as well, LinkedIn, absolutely too. And we also in YouTube have quite a few podcasts and series there, and you can find us even on Spotify. And if you want to write me on email, you can also write me at tonislipstock@hotmail.com.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Tonis, for taking the time to share your story with the audience. And I wish you every success and a lot of success to you and your partner in your business.
Thank you so much, Rani, for having me. It was a pleasure. And I wish you all the best as well. And everyone who's not following Rani yet, please like and subscribe and follow Rani everywhere you can, because her work is amazing and her passion is absolutely amazing. And you will only benefit, only good from having the opportunity to experience what she's sharing with the world as we speak. Thank you so much, Rani, for having me here.
Thank you, Tonis. Thank you so much. And thank you to the audience for watching, for listening, for subscribing, and for sharing.
Thank you.